Good morning. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance for this fine Tuesday. I've been up early since the birds were singing like crazy and woke me up. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, ready to celebrate this wonderful Tuesday with you. We have a cool card. I like this card, and I'm sure some of you will agree with me that it pokes a button that we all kind of need to take a look at, So we'll get to that timely, but also wanted to show you one of my new tops from the rummage sales in Sun Prairie. We had so much fun. I still keep thinking about all the good stuff we found, and when you pay a quarter for it, it's just awesome. Good morning, Linda. Welcome. Glad you are here. You are the first one on today. Yay, you. I always like to see who pops in first. Sometimes we have a string where someone is the first person for 3 or 4 days, and then someone else will take over as the first one popping on. So awesome. Glad you are here. So I had a little incident yesterday with the dog. My ankles are just burning. He was hooked up to, good morning, Barb, glad you're here, hooked up to the tether outside, and when I came up, he got the zoomies and he wound himself around me. Good morning, Joe Neal, welcome. And good morning, Cindy, welcome. And took the hide off of my ankles all the way around. So I look like I've been part of some weird bondage thing with these nice red welts all the way around my ankles. Good morning, Carolyn, glad you're here, welcome. So yeah, me and the dog, we're having our moments. Today, Earth Magic. And again, I think this card is going to give us some food for thought. But let's start as always with our breath. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting your shoulders drop. In through the nose, out through the mouth, allowing your body to settle. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Coming right into the present moment, right here, right now. So, card for today is Meadow, Vulnerability. And you can see the foothills in the background there. Good morning. Hello, Abigail, glad you're here. Thank you for the hearts and the rainbow, Carolyn. And you can see the rainbow colors in the little meadow there too. Love that. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. So, let's see what it has to tell us. Love the earrings. Aren't they fun? One of my people gave me those a couple of years ago. And I was remembering, good morning, Morgan. Glad you're here. I was remembering several years ago in the winter, I had these earrings on. I was walking TJ. And I was always very on edge when I was walking him, because if another dog came up, it was not going to be pretty. So I turned my head kind of quick and heard this and thought it was a leash and whipped around. And TJ's looking at me like, what are you doing? But there we are. So yes, let's see what Meadow has to tell us. So nice deep breath in, one more. And out. Vulnerability. The Meadow in this card, good morning, Angie, invites us in with its beauty and openness. The flowers have arranged themselves in a poetic design orchestrated by nature, and the lush rolling fields urge us to relax and stay for a while. Yet, for some, the idea of being in such an open space is terrifying. And in an expansive meadow like this, we may feel exposed and defenseless, lacking the perceived safety of an enclosed area. Now, catch that word in there, perceived safety. Doesn't mean it's safe. It's like staying in a job that you've been at for 20 years. There's a perception of safety, but it may not be real. Company could get bought out, you could get let go. But people like that feeling of, I am safe. This card to me reminded me of Brene Brown and all of her work on vulnerability. So you're going to pick up some of that vibe from the remainder of the card. For others, walking through a meadow can be an exquisitely satisfying experience. We can feel comfortable in the openness and visibility, enjoying the 360-degree view with nothing but the sky above. Yes, we may still feel vulnerable, but with a twist. This is vulnerability built on a foundation of trust rather than fear. The capacity to trust our own instincts to tell us if there are any potential threats we must respond to. By relying on this instinctual knowing, we can relax and enjoy the beauty that surrounds us. So that I'll finish the reading in a second, but that's a piece that oftentimes I'd be working with people on in their sessions, because many of us, if we're trauma people, many of us have that heightened sense of hypervigilance. We're aware of everything that's going on around us, etc. And helping someone calm their nervous system enough with the cognitive understanding that if there's something I need to respond to, I will respond. It's not going to catch me off guard. That was a lot of times I'd hear that. It was not going to catch me off guard any more than it would have even if I were hypervigilant. Because by being ramped up so much, when something enters the field, it's usually startling. So I'm still one of those people. My nervous system is a whole lot calmer than it used to be. But if you drop a book behind me and I'm engrossed in something, I'll be on the ceiling. So helping people navigate calming their nervous system to the point, tapping works beautifully. Breath works beautifully. Good morning, Judy. Welcome, welcome. There are a lot of tools we can have in our toolkit that will help us to ease that reactivity that many of us carry from trauma. So here's the other part. Let me show you the card again, just because it's so pretty. You are in a place now where you can take risks with your feelings. And even more important, take risks with the truth of who you are. The truth you know in your heart and soul. You no longer need to be subjected to your conditioned fears of letting others know who you really are. How many of us have that thing of, if you really, really knew me, you wouldn't like me, right? That belief that got kind of pounded into ourselves. Good morning, Joe Bell, and is not the least bit accurate. Yes, others may judge, evaluate, criticize, and perhaps even put you down. These are very real possibilities. Yet, by trusting that you have the strength to deal with these reactions, it's their reaction. It doesn't necessarily mean anything about you. I was, for my birthday, I gifted myself a session with my friend. She and I exchanged services, and it was my turn to receive. And we did some work on this very piece. My feeling that there are several women in my life, 3 in particular that I was thinking of, who oftentimes do a dump job on me. And continuing to work on breaking that pattern of, it's not about me. They just feel safe enough with me to dump, to unload, to be pissy and crabby and irritable and make snarky comments and whatever. And moving myself into the place of feeling more and more able to say, that just isn't working for me anymore. Let's see what else we can come up with that might help you process whatever it is that you need to process, but I'm not willing to receive this anymore. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. These are very real possibilities. Yet by trusting that you have the strength to deal with these reactions rather than responding adaptively and always playing it safe, you can be more confidently allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Always holding back from expressing your truth can create an illusion of safety. But armed with your trust and your faith, you can choose to be vulnerable and share your authentic self with the world. So again, it might be practicing some of the stuff we're learning in the Art of Non-Defensive Communication. How do we say this to someone when they're already in that crabby kind of a place? Good morning, Jill. Welcome. Glad you're here. And stay true to ourselves. So something happens and we can say, I'm not okay with this. This doesn't feel good to me. You're my friend. You're my sister. You're my whatever. And I'm not liking that you are snarky with me. This is not fun. This is not pleasant. And see where it goes. Might I get blowback? Absolutely. But at least I will have said what I needed to say. And then move on. Move on. But to not say anything and to try to not step on their toes doesn't serve me. Doesn't serve me at all. So, opportunities to practice will be forthcoming. So, vulnerability. Does your vulnerability come out of that fear place, or does your vulnerability come out of that faith and trust place? If it's the former instead of the latter, how would you like to change that? What might be a way that you could step more into vulnerability without feeling tremendously exposed? Again, when we were reading from the Sharon Allison book, she talks about that our warlike language sets us up to not want to say what's our truth for fear of tipping our hand, giving somebody ammunition against us. When in fact, when we cease the warlike language and we come at it from a place of direct communication, opening up like that gives us strength, gives us a position of power in our own sovereignty. So speaking our truth can be very important, very important. And when we have people in our lives who would choose to take advantage of us being willing to be vulnerable, that's not a good sign that that relationship, friendship, whatever it is going to take us where we want to go, right? And again, we're in that space and time. Good morning, Linda. Welcome. Where we may be letting go of some people. We may be moving past some people. Maybe they're just not going to change and adapt and adjust to a higher order of being. A higher order of being. I have one person in my life who oftentimes says to me, "You're just more evolved than I am." Well, what do you want to do about that? Because I'm not willing to go backwards. I'm not willing to go back to that place where I keep my mouth shut when people say mean, hurtful things. I'm going to call it out. Seems like something's going on with you. Can we have a conversation about this? Thank you, Jill. Well, I said at the beginning, this is one of the shirts that I got at the rummage sales in Sun Prairie. Yes, and the earrings are from a friend of mine who sent me a couple of different pairs at one point several years ago, and I just kind of like listening to them. So my friend Kathy is taking me out for birthday lunch today, so I think that will be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. So, vulnerability. Let us practice today. Let us be kind and loving with ourselves and come from that place of faith and trust that if we speak our truth about something, even if the other, thank you, Jill, even if the other person hasn't responded well, we can know we've done ourselves a service by speaking up. Yep, so they're going to be crabby about that. Oh well, oh well. Tired of avoiding a conflict that sells me out. Sells me out. Time to speak up. You know, that just isn't working for me, or I'm not okay with that, or that hurt my feelings, or whatever it is. Whatever it is. Speaking your truth. And doing so at the point where you hopefully can do it as neutrally as possible. I'm wondering if you were intending to hurt my feelings with that, or if, you know, you just said it without thinking. See where they go. See where they go. So, yes, we all need practice with this, especially as women, because we're so busy being nice that we get set up to get dumped on. Not okay. Not okay. We're done with that. So we're just going to kindly and lovingly call it out when it happens. All right? Let's see how it goes over the next couple of days. Thank you, Judy. It was actually yesterday, but I'm one of those people who kind of likes to spread it over the course of a week. Let's have more fun. Try it on. It's kind of fun. So we'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are, including standing up for yourself, speaking your truth. Bye-bye.